Namaste everyone. After my last video, many of my students and friends requested to come up with an English version. That's why I'm here today. It's pretty much same information. As you all know, whole world is now facing a big challenge with the COVID-19 spread. Many of the scientists are putting a lot of time and effort for coming up with a very effective treatment plan for managing this disease as well as preventing this disease. So people are still studying about this disease. And so I'm not here to talk about the management or treatment aspect of the COVID-19, but I would like to share from Ayurvedic perspective what a person can do into their day-to-day life to boost their immunity for health promotion. So this is not just for the COVID-19. This can be implemented in a day-to-day life practice overall in general for health and wellness care. So before even go to our topic, I would like to share some information about what is already out there. It's explained in CDC website, World Health Organization website, and major health organization website. You can see the information that about how we can prevent the spreading of this disease. So first and foremost is maintaining the social distance, and it is showing that one of the important and some extent it is very effective in controlling this disease. Actually, data from the China, Korea and other Asian countries also indicating the same. And the second one, frequent washing of hands. Actually, third, try to avoid touching eyes, nose and mouth, and then also follow some respiratory hygiene. These are very important, and I'm really happy to see that so much information from the government authorities to educate the public actually. But at the end of the day, there is a limit what government can do, right? They can only educate the people, and it is a responsibility of an individual or a responsibility of a citizen to follow this guideline to protect themselves as well as protect the public. And some of my students asked actually if there is any similar information is explained, similar disease is explained in Ayurveda. As you all know, COVID-19 is the new disease, right? It's new thing coming up. But it's surprised to say you won't see exactly the same name or same information on Ayurvedic classical textbook, but you do see the disease, similar symptom, disease with a similar symptom explained in the classical textbook, and in a certain category of disease, epidemic disease are explained in Ayurveda. And one of the causative factor explained was Atharma activities, the person doing unrighteous activities actually. So I'm thinking it is the time for us to revise or think, how is our activities? Are we doing the adharma or unrighteous activity? And it is the time for us to maybe rethink and change our attitude towards all the living being around us, environment and the animal and other human being around us. We have to rethink, and how should we change this? The policy needs to come from the government perspective, and every individual should take the decision, having a different approach, which is more positive approach for living beings around us. Okay, so now let's look at the Ayurvedic perspective for boosting the immunity. So lifestyle practice, when we talk about the lifestyle practice, first and foremost thing is waking up in the morning. So according to Ayurveda, it is recommended that wake up early morning. It says Brahma Muhurta, early morning. At least I would say, to brief it up, in a summary, one person should get up at least 5:30 to 6 a.m. And then about the diet, the breakfast. What kind of breakfast we can take? Try to eat something warm in the early morning. Try to avoid heavy, oily, fried food in the morning. So for the breakfast, you can have some cereal. So oatmeal, buckwheat, millet, amaranth, all these grains, you can cook it with water and almond milk. And then you can after the cooking, you can add walnuts and dates or almonds or you can even season that with a little bit ghee and then add into the cooked grain. For the taste, you can add a little bit jaggery and cinnamon. Try to avoid as much as possible the cereal which is bombarded with sugar. Sugar is not that much good for the body, especially the processed sugar. According to Ayurveda, madhura rasa or sweet taste is good for the body. Unfortunately, the sweet what we get in the market nowadays are processed sugar. And there are a lot of scientific study indicating that this processed sugar can trigger inflammatory markers in the body. If the person is already suffering from the inflammation, it can trigger the inflammatory markers in the body. And that's why try to avoid sugar as much as possible. Second thing is lunch. Oh, before even I go to the lunch, I just wanted to share some information. Traditionally, back in India, especially in South India, we had a healthy breakfast actually. Like some people still following that, idli and puttu. These are some of the steamed food, and which is shown that very good for the health actually. I believe WHO recently recognized idli as a healthy breakfast. And even in some of the Asian countries, you can see the steamed food for the breakfast. Second one is about lunch. What we can have for lunch. Either you can use some cooked grain. It can be brown rice, quinoa or amaranth. Plus, along with that, you can use steamed or cooked vegetable with a lot of spices. So there are a lot of medicinal qualities for these spices. So when you cook the food or vegetable with these spices, your body is also getting this medicinal quality. Ayurveda has a lot of information about these spices and qualities, function, action for the different organs in the body. Gut health or digestive health is very important according to Ayurveda. If you don't have a good digestion, it can lead to various type of disease. Let's look at some of the quality of the spices from the modern research, scientific studies. For example, cumin seed. Cumin seed can increases the digestive enzyme. It increases the digestion and metabolism. It can also improve the function of the liver by increasing the bile production. And some other study shows that 1 teaspoon of cumin contain 1.4 gram of iron. Okay, let's look at the coriander seed. Coriander seed, it shows that it is a very good antioxidant. It improve the liver function, and it is also have some extent anti-diabetic quality. And when we say antioxidant, it helps to fighting with the free radical formation in the body. And also one of the study talk about it's also good for the heavy metal detoxification. Now let's look at the turmeric powder. As you all know, there are so many studies published on the turmeric powder. Turmeric has active ingredient curcumin, which has also the qualities anti-inflammatory. It's good for the blood. It's good for the brain function. It's good for improving memory. It's good for arthritis. There are so many qualities. So you look at this, like when we cook the food with these spices, indirectly these qualities are coming into the body. You don't have to take so many different supplements. Okay. So that's why cooking the food with these spices are very important. And another important factor here is make sure the quality of the spices. There are so many report nowadays coming with the heavy metal with these spices too. So make sure you are getting these spices from the good source. So that way quality of these spices will be good. Next one I would say, so we talked about the lunch, right? So the traditional practice back in India, South India, like we had sambar and rasam. If you notice, the rasam always come at the end of the big meal, right? Especially if you go for wedding or major function, there is always rasam at the end. The rasam is with a lot of spices, black pepper. Black pepper is very good for digestion, ginger. And so what it does is it helps for digesting that heavy meal. That's why rasam is given at the end. So the next one is about the dinner. Dinner should be the light to digest food. Try to avoid as much as possible taking heavy meal for the dinner. Lunch should be your largest meal. Dinner should be the smallest or light to digest food. So, and also in between, make sure you're drinking hot water. So you can boil the water with a little bit ginger and black pepper powder, 1 pinch of black pepper powder and turmeric powder. That is also good for the respiratory system, especially at present scenario, and it is also good for digestion actually. There is another remedy you can do as a home remedy. You can use it, cumin, coriander, fennel, turmeric tea actually. So take 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, coriander and fennel, and boil it in 80 ounce of water and for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can filter the seed and add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and mix very well and then drink it. This is also very good for the digestion. See, what happens is, if your food is not digesting it properly, it will accumulate in the body as an undigested food. And this undigested food is the cause for the many diseases. In Ayurveda, there is a concept of ama. The cause for the ama can be so many different things. But you have to make sure that the food is not accumulating. And you have to make sure that you have enough digestive fire or digestive enzyme, or your digestion is good enough to digest the food. That's very important. So that's why having some of these home remedies will help to boost your digestion. And next one, going to sleep early. That means, so wake up early, go to bed early. So at least by 10:30, try to sleep actually. That will be very helpful. Good sleep is very important for maintaining the health as well as preventing the disease. And that's why, according to Ayurveda, sleep is the medicine. And there are a lot of scientific studies again publishing showing that sleep is an important medicine for treating a lot of chronic disease, especially autoimmune condition also. So one must make sure that is getting enough amount of hours sleep every day. In Ayurveda, there are 3 pillars it explained. One is food and one is sleep actually. So you can see that how much important food and sleep play a role. What happens nowadays, if you look at our day-to-day life, we forget about this food and sleep. We give more importance to so many other factors actually. These lifestyle practices, we are taking it for granted and we are kind of forgetting, and we spend so much money to treat our disease. We earn the money neglecting about our diet, eating from the outside, eating from the restaurant, sometimes missing the meal because we have so much work to do and to earn the money, right? Or to fulfill our commitment. Same way, we sleep less because we have so much to do. But what happened at the end, whatever we earn, the money we are spending on it to maintain the health or to treat our disease. So think about it, what you need to prioritize in your life. It's also very important. So according to Ayurveda, it depends on the person's strength. What type of exercise, how much, the duration of the exercise varies depend on the person's strength. So you can do the yoga also, very good. You can also practice breathing exercise, but at least try to do 30 minutes to 1 hour exercise every day, and it indirectly also help protect the beauty. Okay, so that is another important thing. So now we talked about the food and then exercise, and another one is drinking lots of water. And I have already talked about drinking hot water, but make sure that you are drinking enough quantity of water, and it varies from person to person how much quantity of water a person need. And the next one, we talked about the sleep, right? So apart from all these things, peace of mind is very important. Try to keep happy and peaceful state of mind. I know to tell it is easy. There are a lot of challenges in everybody's life, and the beauty is how we are addressing the challenge. That is the beauty here. And try not to identify yourself with the problem around you. All the challenges are only for the survivalship actually. At the end of the day, what matters is, are you happy? Are you peaceful? Are you healthy? That's important thing in one person's life. I feel that's what is very important. So in a day, at least 5 to 10 minutes, sit in a calm and quiet place. Try to meditate. If it is difficult for you to meditate, just sit in a quiet place and concentrate on your breathing. Connect yourself to an inner awareness and just feel the your own breathing sound, and that stillness within your body and outside your body. That helps to rejuvenate your body and mind actually. Okay, so try to implement that practice in every day. And the next one is good family time. Family is very, very important. Having a good relationship with all the people around you, your husband family, wife's family, parent, father, mother, kids, grandparents, and friends. Try to maintain the good relationship with everyone. You know, that is indirectly help you to have the happiness and peace wherever you walk. You know, so that's very important factor. Actually, there is one studies which is published, one of the oldest research study, 80-year-old studies done by Harvard University, and it's showing that having an embracing community will help to have a healthy and long having an embracing community help to have a healthy life and long life. That's what the study result shows, and I was very happy to see that result. If you look at the old tradition, even not just in India, throughout the world, you can see there were they had some kind of gathering event happening very frequently, where all the family members, friends get together, a lot of fun, we laugh together, we share our feelings together, and there was a family bonding. So that's kind of an embracing community. But in 20th, end of 20th and 21st century, throughout all over the world, we are losing that bonding between the family members and friends. We don't have time for anything. Either we are in the past or we are in the future, and or we have so much to do in our things to do list, and we are not finding the time for ourselves. Okay, so I think it is the time for us to think how we can develop that embracing community. We cannot buy that from anywhere. It's an individual have to take an active role in creating this community around themselves, and it's very important for the health promoter. Actually, that study shows that it's not just about the vitamins, minerals, and having the hospital checkup regularly prevent a person from suffering less number of disease. Statistically significant result is showing a person with a very good family support or embracing community or relationship is what influenced suffering a less number of disease. Actually, I wanted to brief it up here. For healthy lifestyle, first the diet play a role, exercise play a role, and your perception, your thoughts, your action, and peace of mind, and the community. It's an holistic approach. Everything play an active role for developing a strong immunity and maintaining the health and wellness actually. So to have a peaceful, happy, and healthy life, all this play a major role.